Hey guys, welcome back. Throwback Thursday. Yeah. Uh, so what did I wear? Well, somebody in the last video mentioned they would like me to try Stetson. And I told them I didn't have Stetson because Stetson really was never my thing. Um, I don't have a nostalgia to Stetson. Nobody I knew really wore it. Like I said, my dad never wore it. None of his friends. I mean, I knew a few people that wore it, older men when I was a child. But yeah, that wasn't around where I live anyway. Why is it so dark in here? One sec, guys. 1 second. I can't figure it out. Maybe it's just dark on the camera. I don't know. Uh, is the intensity up on these? Well, it was. Oh, maybe it wasn't. There we go. Maybe that's a little better. Anyway, yeah. I was saying I never had a real nostalgia like I do with Old Spikes and Polo Green and English leather and Brute and Navy and, you know, all those older scents that most of the men when I was a child around me were wearing. I spoke good English there, didn't I? Yeah, so anyway, uh, so I never ever really owned Stetson. I think I did years and years and years ago. I had a little bottle of it, came in a sampler, a combo set. My grandmother or something got me when I was 15, 16 years old, but I don't remember if I ever used it. I probably gave it away. I remember smelling Stetson back in the day. But yeah, so all that to say, I went to my buddy who has Stetson. He's a Stetson fan. He has like 17 different bottles from different times and stuff. And I wanted to get the most recent one, so he let me fill up my old sugar full thing here. He let me fill that up with a few sprays to try today. Uh, so that was pretty much full. So it tells you how much I had to put on. We'll get into it. The new stuff. Didn't like the old stuff from what I remember. We'll get into it though. Stetson, 1981. Top is lavender, clary sage, lemon, bergamot, and lime. Mid is carnation, geranium, vetiver, cedar, orris root, jasmine, and patchouli. Base is honey, musk, amber, vanilla, and tonka bean. Off the top, right away, a slight citrus, but the earthy honey. It's not a real sweet. It's got a tiny bit of sweetness to it, but it's not a sweet honey. It's more of an earthy honey. A floral earthy honey is the main player. And there's something in there giving it almost, I don't know what it is. Could be the patchouli. I don't know. But it's giving it a bit of a leather vibe. Even though there's no leather listed, I really think there's some leather in this or a combination of notes giving it a leather accord. And soap. Very soapy. Like, I mean, my goodness, this stuff is soapy. I like this little thing. Yeah, right away it's soapy. It's reminiscent of other soapy scents, but to me not as good. Um, like I wouldn't put this on in the same. You might, and that's okay. I understand it has a lot of fans, just not me. I wouldn't put it in the same category as like a Zero Perome, uh, Paco Rabanne Home, Alfred Song Home, uh, not even Wild Country by Avon. Uh, it's in that type of scent though, if I'm not getting, but it's not, to my nose, not near as nice as those. Uh, the florals are mostly a clean, soapy, powdery kind of florals. Definitely like you pick up lavender, rose, and the geranium. And they're all giving it a soapy, clean, powdery vibe. On top of that earthy kind of leather vibe, I don't really like. Um, the mid is kind of just more of the same of that without the citrus, and there's a little bit more of a woody, ambery vibe comes out in the mid. And then the base is just a mostly like a dusty Tonka wood and musk kind of base. So nothing unpleasant. It's not like, oh, God, gross. Not at all. Not at all. It's soapy. It's clean. It's just got a couple different things. Like I said, there's an earthy floral honey in there that I'm not a big fan of, giving that this weird, almost leather like a cord again. I don't know if it's leather, but something. And it just doesn't work for me. Doesn't work on a strip, doesn't work in the air, doesn't work on my skin. Um, yeah. So let's get into projection, performance, all stuff. Now, like I said, I remember the older one. The few guys that wore it when I was a kid that did put it on. My uncle, Big Dave, we called him, was one of the ones I do remember wearing this a lot when he'd come over and they'd all get ready to go. Mom and dad and the babysitter would come over, and mom and dad and him and my aunt would go out. And he was one of the ones that dad, like I said, was usually just Old Spice, basically, Brutes, things like that. But he had and he would spray this on, and every time they'd go out, or every time he'd come over, that's all you could smell. So I remember it being pretty pungent as a kid. I remember not liking it much as a kid either, to tell you the truth. I always thought Dad's Old Spice smelled way better. But it's not that anymore. Now, to be fair, this has been reformulated probably 100 times. And I know there's going to be somebody out there that, oh, the original on reformulated one. Yes, we know. You don't need to say it. We know. Everybody knows reformulations are bad. Not always, but and the old stuff usually smells stronger and better. Yes, from what I remember, it does. Now, I should have smelled his old bottle that his dad had, but I never did while I was there. I just got the newest version. This is the one you can buy in the store right now as a good review. Because I want to review something 30, 40 years old you can't get. And he got this bottle just a year ago or two, he said. He couldn't remember exactly. He's a Stetson guy, though. He loves the Stetson. So projection, about an hour, an arm's length, so nothing major. And then it comes in pretty quick. Gives you a couple hours of a soft, kind of close bubble. And then it's an hour, so it's a skin scent, and then it's gone. So 4 or 5 hours at most. Of course, it is only like $15, $20, I think, for a big, like 150 ml bottle. So it's not like you're spending a lot of money, but still, I remember the old one, him spraying on before they go out, which stink up the house. And he didn't over apply. I mean, he did, but not like a lot, 4 or 5 sprays before he went out. And coming home at night, hours later, if I was still awake, I could smell them coming in the door because my room was right next to the door. So, yeah. Like I said, but I have no connection to it other than that little story. There's no story to it. I got nothing. It wasn't just something that wasn't in my life. So I think a lot of people who still love this today, it's because there's a story to it or a connection with a father, grandfather, uncle, cousin, whatever. And that's cool because I love chaps and most people don't. And this is kind of similar to chaps too in a certain way. So, yeah. But I love chaps more for the nostalgia that I have, the connection that I have to it. Whereas this, I just don't have one. Not saying I'm not a fan of it or anything. It's like I said, it's not gross. It's perfectly fine. There's just something in it I don't like, and that's it. That's fine. I don't gotta like everything just because you do. Compliments? I never got any. I've been to Shoppers 3 times today because I'm debating on what to get. Which I got a couple things I'll be back with some first impressions. And the girls never said anything. I asked a couple of them, and this was hours later. They said, well, it smells kind of soapy, but I can barely smell it. So no compliments. I'm sure it'd do all right. I mean, like I said, soapy clean. Girls love soapy clean. So I can't see it not, but I didn't get anything today, even when I asked them to smell it. So yeah, so that was a day with. That was a Throwback Thursday, Stetson, 1981. Yeah. I go with 1. So I definitely wasn't rocking this. Baby powder, baby wipes for my chapped ass, my diaper. All right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.